Hello, friends. I'd like to thank Sandhya and the organizers of this excellent program for inviting me to participate uh, in anything as regards TB care in India. And I'm happy to help in any way that I can to enhance the care for our patients. India has a huge problem. Like the rest of the world, we are a hotspot for TB. And unfortunately, this is a battle that so far we've not succeeded in winning. Unfortunately, we fall in that group of countries, such as Africa, where this is a huge problem. Along with Southeast Asia, and I'm sure that is the theme of this meeting, is going to be discussed the problem that we have faced all these years and we continue to face. But that's not the red part that I want you to see. I want you to see the green part. The green part is the Western world, which has managed to, I would say, conquer TB even before the advent of TB medication. So I was tasked by the organizers to try to bring the best practices from the Western world, where I've had much opportunity to study, and bring it to India and see how we can enhance the TB care. You will see in the course of this discussion that I have deviated quite a bit from that brief. I will yet bring what I think are some of the best global practices, not necessarily starting from the US and Western Europe, but let me walk you through that. So there is a strategy to stop TB. The World Health Organization and the WHO have made these exhaustive lists. Now, these lists are not new. Every person engaged in TB care, doctor or paramedic, or even NGOs, are all aware of what we need to do, give very high quality care, be engaged with people. But unfortunately, they stop short. The germ itself is learns how to deal with our medication and our processes. And unfortunately, there are other challenges such as socio-economic challenges. And now we have had the global pandemic. There has been the previous one being HIV. All of these have made the TB strategy implementation difficult. Um, we continue to have a very high level of patients, and hopefully, um through meetings such as this and the government, we will come up with solutions that will overcome much of these problems, and hopefully we will eradicate TB. So I was tasked, as I told you, to bring in solutions with the best international practices to the country. And I would say that West may be the best, but for the significant part, it does not apply to India. And the reason is that the level of literacy in our country is very different from the level of literacy in the world. In fact, as I was talking a little while ago, I live in Mumbai, but I have a school which we are taking care of, and we do a lot of work in just 100 kilometers from Mumbai in Karjat. Then it's a different world. What applies in Mumbai does not apply to even a place so close to Mumbai, just 80 kilometers away. So, what applies in the US and Europe definitely has very difficult applications in India because medicines are the same. It's the delivery of medicines and the care and the comprehensive care of TB that is a big challenge. So, I'm going to, as said, vocal for local or regional solutions. I'm going to discuss just a few of them. So these are the various strategies that have been discussed, and I'm not going to go into this busy slide. Just to tell you that most governments, most healthcare authorities have developed these complicated and, of course, excellent solutions that deal with TB in a very comprehensive manner, um, right from the diagnosis to the delivery of care to reaching out to patients. And this has been extensively discussed, and I'm sure that's going to be discussed in this meeting too. But in spite of these fantastic programs of TB, they don't always come up with the best solution. So, what I thought I'm going to show is just two models which probably will have value. Again, for us, again, I'm saying that, in the rest of the world, say maybe in the US, the number of patients, and I gave a lecture in West Virginia, and a few years ago, the total number of patients they had of TB in West Virginia in that year was four. Now, the strategy for four people, you can trace them, you can put them into into a hotel, you can do whatever you want, you can find whatever you like. You can educate them, you can do this. So for limited number of people who are very educated, where the resources are unlimited, those models just do not apply to India, where the number of TB patients, I think at one point it is time, it is said that nearly one third of the population would have suffered from TB. So therefore, our challenges are different. I would like to focus very quickly on few of our Indian or regional challenges. So I like this Philippine model, which I hope I can share very quickly with you. So this is the innovation they've done. They have engaged the healthcare workers. I know we do the same, but you can see here uh, in the regional language, uh, calling them TB partners, having them better trained. I know we have well trained people in Mumbai, but just out of major cities, the level of training may not be the same. So, engaging with the healthcare workers, elevating them to the level of a partner will ensure delivery of care right to the last mile to the patient's home. And unless we don't do that, we'll never get towards delivering high quality TB care in our country. So, improving access with healthcare workers. It's also cheap, very effective. They speak the local language and know the people. They will follow them up. So I think very strong strengthening of the local healthcare worker is of utmost importance. I like this innovation where they have these people who move on motorcycles into the villages, and you can see any Indian village will have this bunch of motorcycles roaming around. Will even take a microscope, take simple tests, and of course, you can deliver care from here too. So, again, as I said, vocal for local, get the local people engaged, get them going, and not have the rest of the world or even Mumbai talk to the local people. We can engage with them, but don't talk down to them. This I thought was interesting, and having a TB club. I don't think I'm aware of too many TB clubs. I'm sure this NGO and some others will be doing it. But if we can take this at a national level, I think the level of awareness in regional languages will be great. But above all, removing stigma will probably be the most important thing. And finally, engaging local communities against TB. I think these few simple, cost-effective programs, the healthcare worker, the local auto rickshaw guy or the scooter fellow, the local TB club, and local local leaders will probably go a long way. Having done this, they were able to increase the cured percentage from 72 to 79. Remember, there's no extra expense involved, no extra manpower, just better training and better engagement, and you can improve the percentage cure. Another thing is the stigmas are much less. So people who think TB is a stigma, that number came down. And the people who think that TB patients should be treated as normal patients went from 30 to 70%. So clearly, this strategy works. And once people begin to get educated, engaged, they will take care of themselves. What about, and this happened only in the last 2 to 3 days when I would talk to Sandhya. And the thing is that what about the Indian model? So we have a huge problem, right? And we all know about the TB problem. But we have a bigger challenge, and that was COVID. We probably got some of the second largest or third largest number of COVID cases in the world. And I would dare say that we had the best response in the whole world. Honestly, we've had the least mortality of the entire world with one of the most weak healthcare systems in terms of per capita expense. Yet, we beat COVID with the least amount of expense. So, we were able to isolate our people. We were able to produce the maximum PPEs in the world. We were able to deliver the best healthcare. We have the least mortality. And we did it at the most reasonable price in the world. We now have a vaccine, and we have one of the best apps to deliver the vaccine to every Indian, and probably the fastest rollout. What lessons does this have for TB? And I would dare say, let's learn not from the rest of the world, let's learn from our own experience, which is COVID. So, bringing very quickly, and I'm going to wrap this up in a minute, if we were to take the same experience, the same educated healthcare team, and we would take these lessons from COVID and put it to TB, then this is the model that I think will have the maximum success. Let's isolate. And I dare say that once you have masked everybody, my own gut feeling is that TB will come down because the spitting is going to stop. Uh, the person who's going to spit TB is going to be not easily able to spit, and the rest of us will be protected because we are masked. Universal masking probably should continue for the next 5 to 10 years to keep TB out, even if COVID goes away. Notification, and we've seen that how well we were able to notify COVID. We should be able to bring that same level of expertise to notification to TB. I think where there is a will, there is a way. And so far, this country has shown the will for COVID. If we show the same will for TB, we'll be successful. Let's do it on a war footing. We have the resources, we have now the protection. Let's do it. And we have the most reasonable cost of healthcare delivery in the world. So if we were to put all this together and we develop maybe a vaccine, and that's far away, if we use the best technology, that will help us. And we have the best. Bangalore is one of the best in the world. We have such a fantastic app for COVID. Maybe a similar app can be developed for TB. Then we can get better contact tracing, better treatment reminders, defaulters, caretakers can get engaged. And I'm sure then that if we were to bring everything together, we would be able to conquer TB much faster than we would have done otherwise. So, in conclusion, we have a huge problem. We need to fight TB better. I think our solutions are going to be more suitable. Lessons from COVID, if applied to TB, may provide the answers that we are looking for. So let's not look outside, let's look within, and hopefully we will deliver the best healthcare for TB, and we'll be able to eradicate TB. I'd like to thank you once again for inviting me to this extremely important and prestigious conference. I'd like to thank and congratulate the organizers. I'd like to thank Sandhya for engaging with me and the entire team. I wish you the very best, and I'm happy to participate in any way that I can. Thank you.